That would be Alicia Reinford, the canonical love interest, because the developers kind of push you in that direction. In Cold Steel 3, I did indeed choose Elisa at the end as the romantic interest because apparently she's the only one that gets unique dialogue if you choose her as a romantic interest in the previous game, which is unusual. If I had my choice for Rean, I think Laura makes the most sense personally. Elisa's in the top 5 for him, I'd say. I'd probably say Elisa. If we're also going by sub-characters as well, not just the Class 7 members, it was going to be, I think, Laura, Sarah, Toa, Elisa, and then Emma, I believe. My initial thought was not Fee, because when she joins Class 7, she's 15. She's 17 going on 18 now, but... Uh-oh. Sneezy. They get the Imperial Chronicle in this village. Oh, that's a nice little touch. I bought the Imperial Chronicle, so she actually commented that we bought one. Yep. Black Albrick's name is Franz Lumen, also known by taking the family name of his wife, Franz Reinford. Black Albrick is her father, although he did not have his memories as her father. Yeah, Arena's got some answering to do, and Sharon, I don't know what to do about Sharon. Also, what does this Imperial Chronicle even say? National Mobilization Law unanimously approved. On July 31st, the National Mobilization Law was unanimously approved in an emergency session of the Imperial Diet. This special wartime measure, currently a hot topic among political science scholars, gives the government the power to requisition any resources, personnel included, deemed necessary for the war effort. All citizens are required to comply with this law in order to boost the Empire's military power in preparation for potential full-scale conflict with the Republic of Calvard. Further addendums to this law are likely to be implemented in the following weeks and months. These include, but not limited to, the following measures. Compulsory compliance with military conscription for all able-bodied men aged 19 to 45, requisitioning of everyday goods by the Army, and government regulation of commodity prices. Obituary: Prince Olivert's funeral held. A state funeral for Prince Olivert was held just days ago at Heimdall Cathedral by head Bishop Sigmir. 4 other archbishops, each hailing from one of the 4 provinces, assisted with the service. Mourners also offered prayers for Viscount Arcade and the young crew members who lost their lives in the incident alongside the prince. Authorities currently suspect the Republic of Calvard of engineering the explosion of the prince's high-speed cruiser, the Courageous. As the bodies of the victims were burned in the explosion, they was impossible to recover. In their stead, empty coffins were used in honor of the ceremony. Bullshit! Sorry, had to cough there. Access to the Corel Imperial Villa at the site of the incident is currently forbidden by the military. Special report: update on Emperor Eugen's condition. It's been 2 weeks, by the way. Emperor Eugen, victim of a tragic shooting, remains in a coma. Prognosis is currently unclear. Readers may rest assured, world-class surgeons from St. Ursula Hospital in Crossville are preparing for a surgery using cutting-edge medical technology. Churches throughout the country are offering concerned citizens a space to pray at the Emperor's speedy recovery. We were able to obtain a short comment from Prince Cedric. Since the incident, my mother and sister have been reluctant to leave the castle and lack even the requisite energy to rouse themselves most days. I'd like to ask our dear countrymen and women to offer prayers not just for my father, but for my mother and sister who find themselves waylaid by this most tragic event, which he was complicit in. He wasn't technically complicit in the shooting, but he knew it was going to happen. Which makes him complicit, actually. Emperor's assailant still at large. The investigation into the background of the military academy student who attempted to assassinate the Emperor is still ongoing. Punishment for this heinous criminal has yet to be announced. From the editor. 2 weeks have passed since the trouble began in Heimdall. The ominous ringing of the bells and terrified screams became part of daily soundscape in the city as it suffered attacks from both monsters and mechanical giants. The unrest is speculated to be subterfuge of Calvardian design. Thankfully, the 4th Armored Division, the Railway Military Police, have managed to bring the situation more or less under control, and would be able to sit down here at the Imperial Chronicle office writing this column without the efforts of these brave peacekeepers. Propaganda! Yeah, it's kind of crazy how each Imperial Chronicle in each book can literally be read.
The sky above Erin seems so strange.
Yeah. It's like we're in a completely different world.
The Hexen clan village is quite a mysterious place.
This is Elliot and Gaius?
Is this some kind of monument?
An unusual one, if so.
She'd probably be playing her violin, Elliot. It would make people feel a lot happier. Although, the violin is an inherently... I'd say the violin inherently skews toward more melancholy melodies. Sure, you can make violins happy sounding, but they seem to sound best to me in the minor chords. And by minor chords, I mean just more melancholy sounds. You seem a little upset that your power wasn't enough to extinguish one of the most powerful beings in existence. Any member of the Grawl Order would have had trouble with McBurn, just saying. I forgot, that doesn't just mean he's a very powerful knight. That means he's in charge of subordinate knights as well. Completely forgot about that. Hello, Eustace. Oh, he's got Milliam's hat. He began to really regard Milliam as a little sister. So he must be taking this extremely hard. Like, when she was in his, like, dukedom, they were basically inseparable. He liked to act as though she was causing him great inconvenience, but... That's not true, Eustace, and you know it. Altina spent a decent amount of her time trying to push Milliam away. She did not want to feel that sisterly bond because she wasn't ready for it. Meanwhile, Eustace had already accepted her as a sister. Oh yeah, he knows what's going on with Muse. This is why I left him for last. Yep, her actual identity is Mildine Uzalith de Cayenne, soon to be Duchess of the Cayenne family. Huh. This kind of reminds me of what happened during the second game during the Civil War, where the students of Thor's managed to band together and form a fighting force to try to bring together peace. Eight with modern war armaments, 800,000? I'm sorry, are we talking World War II numbers but more than double? And that's before the National Mobilization Law? Then again, conscripts are hardly soldiers. Most of the time, conscripts have low morale and will break at the first opportunity. So the Westland army that she gathered does not have the backing of the four great houses. That's actually relatively smart. It means that the four great houses can't get tied down to it, which means they can support it in secret. Well, you can't blame her for trying to, I can't speak English. You can't blame her for trying to ensure her successful transition to her rightful role. Like, it's the role of a duke or a duchess to make sure that they are in the best possible place to succeed. Eustace is prepared to go without Rean. I think he's only saying that they're prepared to go without Rean because he knows action has to be taken. I guess it's gonna force us to go back, isn't it? I don't think it's gonna let me go into the hot springs yet. Apparently not. Which is a shame. They could probably use the relaxation of an open-air hot spring. Come to think of it, if they manage to bring Rean here, he's gonna love that hot spring. He's from Ymir, which is a town in the mountains with an open-air hot spring that's got a view of the mountain skyline. So he grew up with open-air hot springs. Tita would love it too. She's from, Zeiss? I think it's how it's pronounced. And not far from Zeiss, there's a town with an open-air hot spring. Oh, yeah, Lisa, Laura, and Eustace are really struggling, obviously. I think Class 7 can act without Rean, but they're gonna lack conviction without him.
back already, I see.
Hello, Roselia.
Rose. Randy.
Man, look at you. Still down in the dumps, huh? Oh, I guess old Class 7's in the same boat.
Well, can you blame them? From what Emma's told me, the combined power of the gnomes and the Blood and Iron Chancellor is completely overwhelming. So much so that they could bring about the end of the world with ease.
That's terrifying to think.
To top things off, we've got 5 more Divine Knights besides Valimar running around now.
And if they find the 7th, everything ends,
And
I
one
think.
of them, that Ebon Knight, Chancellor Osborne is piloting himself.
That knight had an aura unlike any of the others, as if it wanted to dominate all it surveyed.
Kinda like Osborne. Dominates everything.
Yeah. Honestly, it gave me goosebumps just looking at it. I mean, the other Divine Knights had powerful auras too. But that one...
Well, if the Blood and Iron Chancellor's behind the wheel, it's gotta be bad news.
Right. There was something else that bothered me.
Now, Rean, let us begin. Together we shall write the end of this wretched fairy tale. In ink, black as despair.
Right at the end, the Chancellor called Instructor Rean by his first name. Almost like he knew him well.
She's putting together some pieces.
But when they met in Heimdall, they were much more formal with each other. Last names and all that.
Nice pickup
Now
by
that you
her.
mention it,
Huh. That is kind of weird.
She's gonna put it together.
Allie?
is there something you're not telling us?
Well,
Allie, please.
Well, you're with the Intelligence Division, right, Altini? You know way more than us about all this.
Certain things have been nagging at me for a while now. Not just the exchange between the Chancellor and Instructor Rean, but old Class 7's behavior as well. And then there's the fact that Instructor Rean is not a Schwarzer by birth.
Huh? Oh, right. I guess I knew he and Elise weren't actually blood related.
interesting.
Hey, whoa! What are you getting at here?
They're putting pieces together is what they're doing.
As a Vander, I'm privy to certain information that I believe may shine a light on our current situation. Please, hear me out. 14 years ago, just before the start of the 100 Days War, someone attacked the home of the then Brigadier General Osborne.
How does he know that?
To this day, nobody knows who was responsible nor what motivated them, but they murdered Osborne's family in their own home.
How does he know that? That has to be top secret. There's no way a young Vander would
He
know
lost
that.
his wife, and it said he lost a son, but the son's remains were never found.